Hi everyone! Welcome back to Yuna Garden, your cozy corner for all things green, creative, and beautifully budget-friendly. If you're someone who loves giving old items a second life and wants to create a garden full of charm and personality without spending a fortune, you're in for a real treat. In today's video, I'm showing you how to turn ordinary thrifted finds into stunning garden decor. From vintage teacups turned planters to rustic signs made with pallet wood, we're diving into 10 upcycling ideas that are easy, affordable, and guaranteed to add magic to your garden. So grab your gardening gloves and a little imagination. Let's get started. Teacups aren't just for sipping tea, they can be stunning mini planters for your garden. By choosing vintage or mismatched teacups from thrift stores or garage sales, you can create a whimsical cottagecore vibe in your garden. Simply add a bit of gravel for drainage, soil, and your favorite small flowers or herbs. These tiny displays add delicate charm to any outdoor space, especially when arranged on shelves or tucked between larger pots. What makes these teacup planters truly special is how they bring a touch of personality and nostalgia. Each one tells a story and reflects your creativity. Place them on your patio table, along pathways, or even hang them with macrame hangers for an eclectic display. Now, let's move to something a bit more rustic, transforming metal lanterns into succulent holders that glow with charm. Old lanterns, especially the metal-framed ones with glass panels, can be given new life as decorative succulent holders. Their weathered look adds instant rustic appeal, and when filled with low-maintenance succulents, they become an effortless focal point. You can remove the glass panels for an open look or keep them intact for a terrarium-like vibe. These lanterns work beautifully on tables, along pathways, or even hung from hooks. You can even tuck a small solar light inside to make them glow at night. It's an elegant way to merge function and beauty. Up next, let's give new purpose to broken furniture starting with a wooden chair turned herb stand. Don't throw away that broken chair just yet. A worn-out wooden chair, especially one with a missing seat, can be transformed into a lovely vertical herb garden. Simply reinforce the seat frame if needed and nestle a planter or bowl inside. Paint or distress the wood for an even more rustic effect. This DIY is perfect for small gardens or patios where space is limited. You get both height and charm in one piece, and it's incredibly easy to move around. Imagine fresh basil, mint, or rosemary just an arm's reach away. Now that we've upcycled a seat, let's light up the garden with painted mason jar lantern. Mason jars are a DIY staple, and they truly shine, literally, when turned into garden lanterns. By painting the jars with translucent glass paint, you can add color and character while allowing light to pass through beautifully. Add fairy lights, LED candles, or solar lights inside for a warm evening glow. Hang them from tree branches, line them along pathways, or cluster them on an outdoor table. The combination of glass, light, and color creates a magical atmosphere that invites you to linger outside longer. Speaking of vertical elements, our next project repurposes an old window frame into a climbing plant trellis. An antique window frame can become a charming trellis for your garden vines. Whether you're growing sweet peas, ivy, or climbing roses, this vertical element adds height and a vintage touch to your space. Sand it down lightly, seal it for outdoor use, and secure it into the soil or against a wall. The window's individual panes act as natural sections for plants to grow through. It adds structure and visual interest while maintaining a soft, nostalgic feel. As your plants bloom and wind around the frame, the effect becomes almost storybook-like. Let's continue that whimsical theme with our next upcycled beauty, an old birdcage turned into a hanging planter. cages, especially those with ornate detailing, make perfect upcycled planters. Remove any plastic components, clean the metal, and line the inside with coconut coir or moss. Then fill it with trailing flowers like petunias or ivy, allowing them to spill out beautifully through the bars. These planters can be hung from tree branches, shepherd's hooks, or even a porch ceiling. They sway gently in the breeze and add vertical interest to your garden. With their vintage appeal, Birdcage planters effortlessly blend function and fairy tale charm. Now, let's bring things back down to earth with a rustic sign made from reclaimed pallet wood. Reclaimed pallet wood is a fantastic material for crafting personalized garden signs. After sanding and sealing the wood, you can paint names of plants, garden quotes, or directional arrows to different parts of your yard. Use stencils or freehand your designs for a handmade feel that's bursting with character. These signs can be nailed to stakes, fences, or walls and offer both decorative and practical use. They help guide visitors through your garden and add a touch of your personality to the space. Once your signs are placed, it's time to think outside the box, or in this case, inside the boots, with our next idea. boots, especially weathered leather ones, can make some of the most eye-catching garden planters. Drill a few drainage holes in the soles, fill them with soil, and plant colorful flowers or even small vegetables. They're quirky, creative, and perfect for lining paths or placing near garden beds. Each pair of boots tells a story, and no two will look exactly alike. Whether it's rain boots with daisies or work boots with succulents, these planters add whimsy and charm. Speaking of repurposing everyday items, let's now stack things up with vintage drawers transformed into layered flower beds. Stacked vintage drawers offer a layered approach to garden planting. Use old wooden drawers from dressers or cabinets, paint or distress them, and stack them at different angles for visual interest. Each drawer can house a different type of flower or herb, creating a cascading effect of color and texture. This DIY adds height and depth to any flat garden space and makes the most of vertical planting. It's an excellent way to reuse worn furniture and create a one-of-a-kind garden display. Finally, let's round out our list with an unexpected kitchen item turned garden art, the humble sieve. Metal sieves, the kind used in kitchens of the past, can be repurposed into hanging flower baskets. Their mesh structure provides natural drainage, and with a bit of rope or chain, they're easy to suspend from hooks or tree branches. Line the inside with moss or burlap before planting. They bring a rustic, farmhouse feel that's both nostalgic and fresh. Whether filled with trailing flowers or simple greenery, these hanging baskets add elevation and intrigue to your garden. With creativity and a thrift store mindset, everyday items can become stunning features in your outdoor sanctuary. And there you have it, 10 charming and creative ways to decorate your garden using thrifted treasures and a bit of DIY spirit. Whether it's turning old boots into planters or hanging a flower basket made from a kitchen sieve, these upcycling ideas prove you don't need a big budget to create something truly beautiful and unique. If you enjoyed these ideas and feel inspired to try one yourself, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Yuna Garden for more cozy garden content, and leave a comment below letting me know which DIY you love the most, or share your own thrifted garden transformation. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.